So today I wanted to talk about stage fright. When I was in middle school, probably about 7th grade, I was in choir. I always really wanted a solo. It was like the most important thing to me. I always went into the auditions like super excited and ready to go, but I never ended up getting those solos. So I never really had the chance to sing in front of a lot of people. One day in rehearsal, the girl who ended up getting the solo instead of me was absent. The choir director knew that I really wanted the solo, so she asked me just kind of on the spot to sing the solo that day. So I was like immediately really excited. As soon as the piano music started to play and it came time for me to sing the solo, I started shaking. I had never tried to sing in front of that many people before. Even though it wasn't a performance, it was just a practice, and the only people who were listening to me were the other kids in the choir. For whatever reason, my body just reacted in the way that it did, and it was terrifying, and I'm sure I didn't sound good, and that was the only time that I got to sing in front of my choir. Which was kind of a bummer. I feel like if I had the opportunity to practice this solo every day and sing it in front of an audience, that I wouldn't have been quite as nervous, but instead, all I got was that one day. So I know how stage fright feels. The funny thing about it is it's not just an emotional kind of experience, it's a physical experience. How good you sound when you sing is dependent on all those things that tend to get freaked out when you're scared, which is nerve-wracking. You don't want to get up in front of a bunch of people and then squeak or shake or whatever your body feels like doing because it's terrifying. So when I got into high school, I was still determined. So I signed up for this class. It was called Vocal Workshop. It was just kind of a solo singing course where you would have like 15 kids in the class, and every day a different group of kids would have to practice their song and work on their song with the teacher and sing it for everybody. So I thought that this class would give me the opportunity to get better at singing and to get practice singing in front of people so I wouldn't be quite so scared. And it definitely gave me that. Unfortunately, not quite in the way I was hoping. It was really scary. The teacher was really mean to me. I was the only freshman and it was all seniors, and of course they were not very nice to me. They would laugh at me if I made mistakes. They wouldn't really cheer me on if I was nervous. They would point out to me exactly what it was that I did wrong, and while this is great for making me a better singer, it was not great for my self-esteem. It was also really humiliating. So I pretty much went home every day for the first couple of months of high school just crying because it was so scary. The reason why I am not good at giving advice to people who ask me how I overcome stage fright is because that class overcame my stage fright for me. My stage fright was violently shaken out of me when I took that class, just because nothing will ever be as scary as standing in front of those kids and that teacher. By the end of that semester, I was so done with being scared of these people that I just could do it. And you know what? This is not worth making me so upset. This is not worth terrifying me for. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I'm going to get better at this, and that these kids are, even though they're really mean to me, they are helping me in the long run. I haven't really experienced stage fright ever since then. It is a little bit different singing and playing instruments at the same time. It's also a little bit different performing music that you've written, because performing original music comes from a different place. It still wasn't quite as terrifying as that class was, so I have done kind of okay with that. Probably the only other time that I would say I've been nervous to perform in front of people was probably at LeakyCon, just because it was like 3,000 people. It was definitely the most I've ever performed for in one room. I was more worried about the audience reaction than about actually physically singing. So I just got it there, and within like the first song, it was clear that people were liking what I was doing, so it ended up not being as scary. It actually was a lot of fun. And that's, I think, the main thing, is just getting up there, and starting is the hardest part. Once you get into the songs, it's not quite as bad. If I were to give you any advice, really, take any opportunities that you have to perform more often so that you can get used to it, and even if it's in front of people who are kind of mean in the way that they give criticism, I think it's going to help you in the long run. So yeah, I hope that you're able to get over your stage fright. I know that's not very helpful, and I don't really know if I would recommend the experience that I had with that class to many other people just because it was so painful at the time. But I'm really glad that I went through it, and I'm really glad that I can perform regularly and not get freaked out. It's actually a lot of fun for me, and I'm very, very excited to get to play a whole lot of shows this summer. So I guess let me know in the comments if you've ever had an experience similar to that vocal workshop class that I took, or what you have done to overcome stage fright, or if you're just having a hard time with it, and maybe people in the comments will be able to help you better than I can. So this shirt that I'm wearing says, "Nothing without fans." I got it from Fanbridge. I just got it in the mail today, and I'm really excited about it because I won it on their Facebook page, which is pretty cool. A lot of the reason why I decided to make this video in the first place is because as a member of fanbridge.com, I have this site where you can ask me questions similar to Formspring or TUMBLR Ask, and I've answered well over 1,000 questions on there. You guys have been sending in a whole lot of really interesting stuff. Instead of doing like a Vlogbrothers style Question Tuesday video, I wanted to take some of the questions that you guys have been asking me often and kind of make a whole video about those individual questions. And lately I've been getting a lot of questions about how I handle stage fright. I've got a couple more ideas for videos up my sleeve inspired by those questions, so if you have any more, I'm going to put a link to that fan questions site on Fanbridge in the video description, so you can go and ask me anything you want. And last but not least, I'm hosting a contest on my Facebook page where you can win one of these teeny little Hedwig plushies that I've been making for tour. If you're interested in entering this contest and potentially winning one of these little guys, check out the link in the video description to the note on my Facebook page. And the contest is going until Tuesday, so you have a couple more days to enter if you'd like. So check out the tour dates and come see me if you can, and hopefully I'll have another video for you guys soon.